here, I just come on and we'll do some cardboard repair. I'm gonna show you something cool. All right, first things first, my name's Kenneth Burr. My company is Black Series Edition LLC, Crystal H Technology Screens. So we have the gunmetal technology yet, the Imperial, and our FLEVT company. So I thought I'd be running back out the door to take care of something, but they're not even open yet. So I can't even go anywhere yet. So I'm gonna have to wait. I got here too early in the shop. Let me put this stuff away right now. And let's see. And we'll do some cardboard repair. So what happened was this screen right here, there's another screen on the opposite side of it. I don't want to paint that side because once you wet the screen, they do kind of sink in a little bit and tighten up. And if you put another coat on it, or too many coats, it'll start to buckle. You don't want that. And this screen has holes at the bottom where I was hanging on the wall from the previous screws. So I don't want to use tape, to tell you the truth, because I don't know how well tape's going to blend in. And I thought the best way to do it was to separate some of the cardboard boxes over there so I can get this kind of thin cardboard right here. And then I could basically just tape over my holes. I mean, I'll glue over my holes. So I got to do a patchwork here. So I figured I'd just put this in because I got to kill some time on top of that because the store I need to go to is closed. Got down here early because I got a lot of stuff to do. Is it the site right height for that? Hold on, let me grab, see if we get the right height for that. So might as well get that done too on top of that. All right, so this is what we're aiming for. Let me bring it down a little lower right here so you can see where I'm going to be at on this floor. We got these holes right there. See them holes right there? That came from when I actually was putting it against the wall with the screws. We got to patch over that. So it's going to be an outdoor screen, you know. It's just for some fun, but I still don't want to see the holes. So I tore off some pieces of cardboard back there, thin it out a little bit, and we're going to pad a little patch job over there, just so we can paint over top of it, have everything blend in. So that's what we're doing right now. And I figure I'll do this while I'm waiting for the store to open up. And then I'll take my journey up there and get the things that I need. And then we'll expand our screen. We don't have tape here, we don't have glue. And I actually need glue for this thing to do the sides. I actually need tape to do the sides. All right, so let's get our strips here. Let's get the work down there so we can get this done, get this dried. And then we'll be ready to take it outside. I literally think I have a cord long enough to trim the backyard. But it's not that bad, but it could be better. Oh man, can't be in these jeans. I gotta put the work pants on. Cause these are the ones I'm wearing out the door. What are the work pants? Oh, I gotta invest in overalls. Definitely gonna have to invest in some work overalls. This is why I'm constantly buying new clothes. I'm always jacking up my clothes. Unlike being in the house, I leave. I go here and I go there now. Ouch. I tell you, funny, that my cat, being as furry as he is, he's not like a Persian, but he's furry. Every time I get a pair of black cargos, every single time, he'll rub right up against them and get hair from one end to the next. But if they're old cargos, and I wear them around for work, he won't go near them. He just knows when I get the new stuff. He'll jack it up. And I'll sit there and have to watch him because he'll just try to find a way to rub his face on my cargo. Like everybody knows I have a cat. Like literally, you're on me 24/7. You know cat people or pet people when you see them. Because they'll have some trace of cat hair or dog hair or something on them from their pets. You'll know. So, next year, no black hoodies, all gray hoodies. Change up for these. We'll work on. finally got my kicks coming in too. I ordered a pair of sneakers. Time to come out of the boots. So I got to find something that most likely I can really comfortable. I do a lot of walking. I prefer to walk. I like the scenery and stuff, and to meet new people, and always bumping into somebody with some fuzzy dog. At the end of the day, I get to pet someone's dog. To meet somebody new, so I prefer walking. Since everything up here is a short distance, you know, we really don't have to take a lift too much here and there. So let me get these back on. Would you just put the sneakers on? Very honestly, because you don't really need the boots on. For what? I don't want boots. Kicks on. I'm gonna be having for a minute. Kicks on. I gotta be out the door. I really don't feel like being covered in whatever we're working in today. So I'm popping over to Home Depot, which I gotta go to Home Depot later on this week to pick up wood. Start working on the frames. I'm gonna build several small prototypes, test out some LED lights and stuff like that, and different performance of projectors under 60 bucks. See exactly what we're working with. All right, now it's time to giddy up. All right, so let's get this done. So I took some thin sheets of cardboard, just peel them off so I can make my my patchwork. Maybe I should have moved. I should have moved it a little bit. Man, something jacked me up last night. Pollen, whatever it was. Like some glue on this. You hear me sniffling? Because my allergies are really messed up right now. This. It'll stay. Just don't fight me a little bit like I'm gonna fight you. Of course I see that you're gonna fight me. Alright. Pretty soon they're going to have the Da Vinci Museum ready to go. They've been working on that for a while. And that's going to be ready, available this summer. I cannot wait. Big fan of Da Vinci, the inventor. So there's a few things I'm going to do this summer. I'm taking up an art class. Yeah, it's coming. Oh, goodness. Mr. Fuddy Duddy, Mr. Fuddy Duddy. One thing I like about my allergies is the fact that I have to go through that freaking test period of constant sneezing and everything else. But once I pass that period, they're gone. I don't have them all day, which I'm glad. I just got to go through that for the day. Not for the day, but for a couple of, well, a few hours so maybe. I got to go through it. Now pretty soon, I'm going to be showing off some more in the color paints. We're going to build a cloud. So we're going to build this cloud. I want to show off this demonstration for, we have a lot of the schools up here for kids. Um, we can put a nice projection system up there. Like I said, we do a projectors under 60 bucks. And we're going to set up, build a beautiful cloud coated with the colored screen paint. And then we're going to build those cloud systems with the LED lights around it. We're going to freaking get a kick out of it. And we might make them kits for them. Whoa. For kits. Now, if I'm going to do it, we definitely can't do it out of cardboard. I'll probably use kind of that plastic, kind of it's congregated, if I'm saying it correctly, like it's kind of a plastic cardboard. That I can cut with a jigsaw with no problem, sand it down real smoothly, and design it myself. And I might sell those for the for schools, because you know we have a screen now. Like I said, we can color it the way we want to, so they can have this beautiful blue sky with these beautiful white clouds around it, with LED lights to it, and they can project images off of it. So probably most likely make them at 150s, 180s, you know, in that size, not anything too big, you know. So do a couple of those and do some demonstrations for them down here. That's what I love about down here. Like I said, you know, we do a lot of our demonstrations on YouTube, but this time, you know, when I'm out there, I can do a lot of my demonstrations out there also too, you know. All right, let me see. So we got this big, huge gash here. Oh, going in nicely. Cover this up. How many holes did I put in here? Gee whiz. Put quite a bit in there. I tell you, you know, I think when I sit here and say that, you know, as I'm working there, I'm thinking like, I always think about God. I always think about God every day. But as I'm sitting there working, you know, really doesn't make a difference where I live, what I have, what I have. Just that doesn't make a difference to me. It really doesn't. I have to think about. Sometimes you got to think about all that. Some people worry about so many things on this planet. They really do. When you really get down to true peace of mind is when you basically know that He has everything taken care of. You don't have that thought process anymore. It's a beautiful way to live. You know, to know that you got somebody there. Imagine knowing you got somebody there who's got your back, will never stab you in the back. You can always trust, always be there for you. Can never ever do wrong by you, ever. You know how peaceful that is at the end of the day? That's a wonderful way to live. It is. It's an actually wonderful way to live. You know, I don't have, at one point I remember, I used to push so hard to get contracts because I had to prove my company. But when I realized that I didn't need the contracts in order to do the things that I wanted to do. I really didn't need it. And if it was meant for me to have, it was meant for me to have. If a contract falls through for me, I don't get upset. I don't get angry or anything because I know it's God telling me it ain't right for me. That's why I said never ever force it. Something don't you pray on something and it don't work right, don't force it. It's because God saw something that you definitely will not be able to see. So be happy about it. Rejoice over it. Even when you're going through your trial, or you're going through your trials and tribulations, be happy about it. Because again, remember, you're seeing God's hand at work. Everybody talks about when you're Christian, you're talking about, oh, I would love to see the Lord at work. I would love to be here when He made the seas, He made the sun, He made the universe, and I want to see Him at work. He does give you that opportunity. He gives you the opportunity to see Him at work. So be happy about it. And I know it's hard. It's really hard. It is hard. It is hard. It is hard because you're fighting with Satan at the same time, and he's trying to convince you that God has left you and forsaken you, but He hasn't forsaken you. He's been there the entire time. Just trying to make you stronger. That's what you're trying to do. Same thing like when we have kids. You give your kids good knowledge and good education where they need so they can survive out there in that world. You want them to have a better life than you. You know, you want them to be prepared. And that's what God does for you. So I don't have that where I feel that I have to achieve these insane goals to have all this money. As I told you before, if I'm blessed to have millions and millions of dollars, I'm not living that life. It's not for me. I'm going to live a simple life. I'm going to get my land. I'm going to build me a house from the ground up with my own bare hands, because the other part I can't do because I don't know much about that. Wish I did. I actually need to start looking into that. Ask my friend, he can teach me something on that. Laying the foundation and all that stuff. I want to kind of learn that stuff, but he'll have time for. He's a busy guy. But anyway, um, yeah, I'm just live a simple life. Live a simple life. You know, when I was out there and I was, you know, when Lord blessed me to make the serious money, because again, I had a life that I had to uphold, living in those houses and everything. I bought myself at Payless. Not because I didn't have the money, because I like Payless. I really like Payless a lot. I really missed a day like that at Payless. I'm going to buy all my stuff. It's rare you find me in a Foot Locker or someplace like that. You know, couldn't care less if they were name brand or if they were, I couldn't care less. Comfortable is all I'm into. At one point I was young, it was like that was all about being the name brand. But as you get older, you realize it's all about comfort. That's why I can never understand. I had my white friends would just have the most beat up sneakers ever. I'm like, why do you wear those beat up sneakers? Like, they're comfortable. I couldn't understand that. And then I understood it, but as I got older, they're comfortable. They're just comfortable. I got a pair of sneakers that they're covered in paint and everything else under the sun. And I wear them to the store. I couldn't care less what other people think. They're comfortable as I don't know what. Yep. That's why I see people in them raggedy skin, like they gotta be comfortable. Like they comfortable. Like, you know, them ratty. None. Some of them people go too far. Some of them slippers are freaking like bacteria infest factories. But I had these since college, and they comfortable. It comes down to comfort. It'll come down to style. Some people be dressed up sharp as a T, but they'll be in so much pain. They'll be so uncomfortable, just trying to look good. Smile and bear with it. Nope. I'd rather be just chilling in a pair of sweatpants and some boots or sneakers or sandals or flip flops or whatever I'm wearing that day. As long as I'm comfortable, I got a smile on my face. That's why I say, you women at the day, how do y'all do it? I couldn't. I look at my sister's high heel shoes like, how is this even the beginning of? How do you do it? Your foot's on an arch. It's slanted straight and shoved into this little tiny compartment. I don't know how y'all do it. Don't know how you do it. And you gotta train to walk in those things. You can't just put them on and just run across the floor. You gotta learn to walk in them. Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. I can see why when they come over, they take those things off and they put the slippers on or sneakers or whatever they want. Because if I had to walk around them things all day long, yeah, I'd be in a lot of pain too. I don't know how y'all do it. But anyway, yeah, you get to a point in life as you start becoming closer and closer to God, you realize that, you know, you get farther away from the things of this world, more closer to Him. You realize what's really important at the end of the day. I love developing my technology. I'm happy to be blessed to have my Savior teach me so many things like this right here, our cardboard patch job we're doing right now. I'm so happy about that, you know. But I'm also, you know, don't have to be at a situation where I have to show that I'm doing this and I'm making this kind of money. And I should not be going into my accounts and showing you what I'm making. That's very unprofessional. I should not be showing you that. I'm doing that because other people saying I don't have what I don't have. I know what I have, and I don't have to show what I have at the end of the day. And it should, and I need to control myself on that because I do not want to get in a position where I feel like I gotta buy expensive things to show that I have this and have that. No, I'm just happy because none of this stuff really it makes a difference for me to have these things. So yeah, I run a company and all, but at the end of the day, is it something that I basically um, that I need? No, actually no. Not because I'm financially stable. No, it's because I have God. I don't need any of this. If God decides to say, "Hey, I don't want you to do this anymore," I'm leaving. I'm done. I'm packing it all up and I'm done. I'm shutting everything down. He says, "I want you to go here and I want you to preach the word." That's where I'm going. But my plans he has set for me is to use my company and a way of spreading the word, and that's what I'm gonna do. The money we make, what we're blessed to have, we're gonna use it to build great things with it. We're gonna use it to be able to help people out. Drug programs I want to get into. I want to get into feeding the hungry. Much better facilities for feeding the hungry because man, the couple of facilities I worked at, they were nice, but I don't know. I didn't like the staff. The staff, I'm not gonna say too much about it, but the staff was really not on board on some things. And I didn't like the fact that even in the scorching sun, these people waited outside with their baskets to gather food. And it just, man, I mean, better way of doing things. I mean, they had an area in a completely open area in there. They could have literally had it open. It's air conditioning and everything. To allow these people to come in and sit down. Give them a bottle of water. You know what I mean? Supposed to be helping people out there today. They act like it was more work. Oh, here they go again. Oh, this, that, and the other. Blah, blah, blah. God hears you at the end of the day. You know, you can easily end up in that situation. Very easy end up in that situation. You call yourself, I mean, I see organizations like that. People get there and complain about, oh, these people right here, these people. You can end up in that situation very easy. You go to work the next day, get terminated. Don't have enough money to afford to pay the mortgage on your house, get it foreclosed on you. You can easily end up out there. But I've seen people act like that. Now, if I'm blessed to get a facility, a place, I'm going to make it so people can come indoor and air conditioned. And they got kids out there, for goodness sake. They got kids out there because they have no way, they can't afford daycare. So they have kids out there and that's standing in that heat. And I'm like, y'all see that? Like, y'all don't really see anything? Give them some water or something. Some things about that place that tick me off sometimes, I'll tell you. But yeah, I'm blessed to have one, I'm gonna have somewhere people can come and sit down, air conditioner, have water, all that stuff, everything. You know, at least give them something, a little something to eat. You know what I mean? Because some people are hungry when they come. They ain't got nothing at all. Period, at all. I'll tell you what something. One thing. One of the rudest things I saw that I didn't like, that almost caused me to walk all the way out of that building was there was a woman who came there. She was hungry. She didn't eat the last couple of days. She was starving, and they were having a meeting. And I literally heard, I'm not going to say who, but I was surprised, say, she can wait. We're still having the meeting. The food ain't going anywhere. I looked at them, I said, that is disgusting thing to say out of your mouth. And this is supposed to be a what again? Why she got to sit up there and wait a couple of seconds to go hungry? You know, it says right there in the Bible, if you have it within your will to give to someone, you give to them. You don't basically turn them away. I thought that was disgusting. And I was ready to take money out of my own pocket and feed that person. You got to be kidding me. So, you know, you do stuff like that. In order to put you in that situation, you'll have nothing. Person got a. I know I've been in this person's home before. Nice home, blessed to have a beautiful home, beautiful place. Part of Allentown, very beautiful place. And you're gonna say something out of your mouth like that? They can wait. Every second a person got to wait, they're hungry. They feel like they're dying. So why don't let them wait a couple minutes more? You got a kitchen full of food and you don't want to feed them. Let them wait. Or one time got mad and said, I'll close the whole thing down. You know what I mean? They keep on. Oh, man, really. So you close it down. You're not only making the parents suffer, you make the kids suffer too. Those kids don't have nothing to eat either. Or they can go to another location. What if they can't go to another location? What if it's way outside their means? Maybe it's the closest place they have to go to. People got to think before you open your mouth. God hears everything you say, and he will punish you for doing wrong to the weak. And you got those organizations that steal. They steal. I've seen that there too. I've seen people steal food. Oh man, I tell you, there are a few people who have passed away already. They passed. They're older people. They passed away. Man, if they didn't get their act straight, they're not good. They're not where I think they're at. They're not there. They stole from the church. I've seen it. Steal from the food from people. How do you steal food from people? You got a refrigerator full of food. You get income. You got a house, and yet you steal from people who need it. And I saw somebody do this from a church. They would literally bring their own bag in, and they would take from each bag to make their own bag. They steal from people who need it. Yeah, I've seen that. Disgusting. I've seen worse than that. Not only do they steal from people who need food, I've seen people where people would donate toys to churches for kids. And I've watched somebody literally take their kids because they had access to the church, and they would go in and have their kids pick out what they wanted. Yeah. Clothes, whatever. And one time they were trying to coach me into it, like, oh man, you get all kinds of stuff for free because they had connections to all this stuff. You get all kinds of stuff for free. We know where all the bread lines are at. They know where they give out free jackets and stuff like that. So instead of going and buying their kids book bags and stuff like that, what they should have been doing if they got money, they would go to these lines and sit in and basically know how to get access to these places. They would go in and get free stuff. And I'm talking about good jobs. One was a paramedic. How the frick you a paramedic? You need to do that at the end of the day. You're a paramedic. You get paid. Yep. Stories about people for the housing program. Section 8. People need homes. End of the day. There were people in there, high-ranking officers, people in there, stealing tons and tons of resources, doors, windows, and they were selling all this material off to companies, again, who have money to do this, and they were selling for a cheaper price. They can get you 10,000 doors and brand new windows, hot water heaters, and electrical and everything you need at the end of the day, and you give us some of this money, we'll break it off. And meanwhile, somebody who needs a place to go, they're on the waiting list forever because the place they should have had the supplies to work on, they don't have it because they're selling it. And all kinds of corruption. Yep. They got to answer for it. Got to answer for it. You're not getting away for free. I told you. 2 ways you got to pay for things in life. You pay for the living or you pay with the debt, but you're going to pay for it. You never get away. You can't get away from anything scot-free. Some people feel they do corruption all their life and they figure they never went to jail and they're going to pass off this earth. No, you got to pay for that. I would rather pay with the living because at least I got a second chance in the next life. But if you don't basically settle it here, you don't want to settle it over there because over there, it's eternity. Different story over there. Can you imagine? I'm gonna get back to it real quick. But can you imagine? You being a person who just did evil all your life, and you never went to jail. You bounced in and out of court, never got caught. And one day you walk across the street and you get hit by a school bus, and you're gone. That's it. And you're in the next life, and you're looking at a place that you have no idea. Your brain can't even function because you can't basically understand what's happening to you. You are no longer connected to Earth anymore. So you're just trying to basically gather up information in your head to try to figure out what in the world is this place that I'm sitting at. And then you see Jesus, and you know Jesus. But the thing about it, Jesus doesn't know you. That's the problem. But what's lurking in that corner and in the back, and you know it's back there, and you can hear it laughing, you can hear it giggling back there. You know what it is, and it terrifies you. Every ounce of your, I don't have to say your flesh, but every ounce of your soul, your spirit, it just frozen to the core of what is back there laughing, and it knows your name because it calls your name. But Jesus doesn't call your name because Jesus doesn't know you. So like I said, it says be a horrible day when you run to Jesus and he looks at it and says, who are you? I'm sorry, I don't know you. But the other one does. Now imagine trying to process that when that thing grabs you by the whatever, if you still have an arm, I don't know what you have up there at the end of the day, but he captures you and takes you to where he wants to take you, this horrible, horrible place. And mind you, this is just the prelude. This is just a waiting place before you get to actual hell. He takes you to this very horrible place, beyond fear. And then you realize that you are going to be in this spot forever. Imagine that. That's why I said, if you don't pay for it with the living, you'll pay for it with the dead. either way. That's when people sit there and say, "Oh, you know, he was executed." You know what I mean? He pretty much got away with it. No, he didn't. He didn't get away with it. There's another world he has to pass through, and it's not a very good one. Yep. All right, let's get back to patching everything up. Happy, Lord's blessing us, always taking care of us. I get to talk to the Lord every day. Every day I get to talk to God. I'm working over there, I'm talking to the Lord right now. Having some weird chatting. You know, Lord, sit there and have a conversation with you. You talk to God every single day. You don't realize it. You really do. You know, you ain't got to be on a plane crashing toward the earth to talk to God. Just sit there in a coffee shop and have a conversation with the Lord. Just speak to him, that's all. You know, he hears you. He definitely hears you. He hears you. He hears you. You know, it's amazing when you're sitting there. I remember sitting there in my chair one day, and I'm thinking, the Lord hears you. People think, oh, he don't hear me. He hears everything you're saying. Everything you're saying, everything you thinking, he hears it. He hears it. He knows it. Before you even think it, he already knows it. So that's how well in tune he is with you. But I remember sitting there in a chair one time, and I needed some money. Bills were coming up, and sometimes the Lord will slow things up. He'll slow it down because you need to appreciate where it comes from. Sometimes people got to have things taken from them because they don't appreciate where it comes from. You know, like when your kids, you buy them a bike and they leave it in the driveway and you ran over this thing a couple times. You know how much I paid for that thing at the end of the day? I don't respect. I'm going to take it away from you because you don't respect it. And then once they value the loss of that bike, they'll respect it more. And then sometimes we're going to take things from you. So some things had to be taken from you. I was doing too much. And I remember things were getting a little bad, but I have to realize and understand that no matter how bad things get, that the Lord has your back. You got to remember that. Satan will come in and go, oh yeah, this, that, and the other, but the Lord has your back. He's just putting you through something because you got to learn. And I remember praying and talking to the Lord. So Lord, you know, I apologize. I know I did these wrong things at the end of the day. And for naysayers, at the end of the day, they're going to come up out of, oh, you scamp. No, it has nothing to do with that. I'm talking about things as I'm losing my temper, becoming too arrogant, stuff like that, you know, thinking I'm better than other people, stuff like that, you know, just stuff like that. And I remember that because if you're doing wrong at the end of the day and the Lord takes from you, he's not going to give it back to you. He's not going to give it back to you to continue doing wrong against him. That's not going to happen. So for the naysayers, can correct you on that. But anyway, and I remember praying and I remember asking for something. And no sooner than I got done and I walked to the kitchen, my PayPal account notification went off. And what I needed was right in my account. The Lord hears you. Crystal clear. He can hear you. He definitely hears you. So that money was sitting right in my account. Went and paid the bill. We moved on from there. And if something else transferred through, and I was there to do something else that day. Projectors and stuff that I needed, I prayed on those projectors. All the machines we have right here, I prayed on every last one of these machines. I saw it on eBay and I liked it. I said, Lord, I like that projector right there. I'm blessed to get it. You know what I mean? If you bless me to have that projector, it's right there, my Chrissy 505. Another hard projector to get. These projectors right here, I got them. They're working in good condition. Got that ultra short though on the floor also too. Got a couple other projectors coming in. God bless you. Yes, he will. If it's meant for you to have, you'll have it. And if it's not meant for you, if it doesn't work out, don't get mad. Except be happy about it because you saw something you couldn't see. Yep. So I'm happy every single day. I am. And even on the days I may be having bad days and I may be, you know, sad, I'm still happy because, you know, I'd rather be sad and be with the Lord than be sad and not be without the Lord. You know, so we got a glue or patch job. We got a couple of spots right here, and I got to be out here. I'm trying to. Right now, we're working down some time because the place I got to go is not even open yet. So we're doing our patchwork on our surface right there. We're gonna have a nice little stand on it and widen our screen at the same time. Okay, let's get back over here to the screen. I love talking about the Lord. I do. I really do. I do love talking about the Lord. You know, I love it. I gotta see with the lazy river. They said they changed the lazy river. What did we do to the lazy river? Because I hope we left it the same way it was. It was perfect. I love the lazy river. Get some Bob Marley and listen to our music. Let me see.
Step into Wix Studio, the platform for agencies and enterprises, and turn your website layouts into
Call you back. There we go.
Create the grid you want, shaping every section intuitively. And get down to detail with the total control and pixel-perfect precision your vision requires.
Huh, what are you talking about?
Repeat
Oh,
designs at
software.
scale, to get the
Let
momentum
me
this
see.
project needs. With
No, I'm trying to think
mobile
of something here.
flexibility to adapt your layout across screen sizes instantly.
I'm trying to get another form of software for projector mapping, like something more advanced, because I do want to learn more about it. The one I have is nice. I got to take the time to learn the one I have right now, because I haven't really researched it. I mean, there's a section on it which I haven't explored. You can actually map a video into a curved screen. I'm like, I haven't had a chance to research it yet. I got to get into that. I got to really sit down and research that, because I do want to map into the curved screen. We're going to do that over here. And we got the virtual volcano we're going to be building. We're going to build a map, projector mapping volcano, bring it all to life. And we're going to do the vortex, which is going to have LED lights embedded into it. Painting over LED lights. You can paint over LED lights, and they still work too. Can camouflage them in. All right, let me see what we got going on here. I should have had this turned down. Let me see. Let me see on this one. There we go. Should have had my ringer off, especially when I'm doing this, because there we go. Ringer's off. All right, that's perfect. Yeah, I should have my ringer off. Usually I have my ringer off and I have it on vibrate, because when I'm working or doing something, especially doing live streams or something, or if I'm walking around doing a stream, I always have the ringer off. Okay, let me get back to work. I turn the ringer off. All right, we're gonna do the patch job. That should be drying right now. And we're gonna work on our mini vortex. Do we have the screen to design the mini vortex here? So I wanna work on that too, because we gotta trace LED lights in that. I'm gonna show you a video. We did a video, we painted over LED lights. So, this tells me right here that this number is somebody calling when they shouldn't be calling. You know why? My customers never call me back to back, ever. That's how we know certain things. And the Lord tells me already who it is from the door. So, yeah, this is somebody just carrying on and acting up. They're probably in the channel right now and picked up my phone number and decided to carry on and act up. All right, you want to work to the devil? Hey, at the end of the day, remember who you serve. And remember who you invite into your home. So anytime we get a number that calls over and over and over again like that, that is definitely from somebody carrying on and acting up. That's what that is. That's what that's from. See how angry the devil gets? When you talk about the Lord, he gets very, very angry, very, very upset when you talk about Jesus. You can't stand it. Can't stand it. Makes him upset. These are people who I told you, at the end of the day, they want to work through Satan. They want to operate through Satan. That's what they want to be at the end of the day. Hey, that's the road you want to travel down. I told you about the things I've seen. You really want to be around that stuff at the end of the day, you knock yourself out. My God have mercy on you, because you're going to need the Lord if you ever see one of those things pop up. How can you imagine waking up in the morning and starting your day full of hatred? That's sad. You got to feel sorry for people like that. You do. People like that need prayer, because they wake up in the morning full of hatred. Imagine starting your day that way. That's horrible. Can't be happy. And you're not going to make me unhappy. You're not going to make me upset at the end of the day, because I'm always happy. I serve God. So now that we know what that is, because usually, like I said, when we get calls like that's the devil angry and upset. Oh, it's a shame. You gotta feel sorry for people like that. Wake up every day in the morning feeling that kind of hatred. I used to be like that, I told you. I used to live that life a long time ago. Not anymore. I'm free. Now, while you're acting up and doing all that and carrying on, like I said, you run the risk of You better pray that the Lord is protecting you. Because you run the risk of anything could happen to you. You put yourself in that line of fire. Remind you, what you're serving at the end of the day is not your friend. What he's telling you to do, when he's telling you to do bad and evil things, is not your friend. He is starting the platform of a long line of pain that's going to come your way. That's what he's doing. The minute you start engaging in his activity, you have already started playing the game. Now, what's going to be more important is if God is going to be there to protect you if he decides to finish the game for you. And he can finish the game any given time. Like I said, you can walk outside your door and you can get hit by a bus, straight bullet. Person just walk up to you, just angry and deranged or possessed, kill you. Anything can happen to you. Anything can happen to you. Or it could be your time. God could call you back. And look who you've been playing with. So, big question is he going to know you when you reach that point? Anything could happen to you. Anything could happen to me when I walk out that door. But I know that the Lord protects me because I serve him. So how much protection do you really have? You can sit there and say, well, I train in martial arts, I carry firearms. That ain't going to help you at the end of the day. If a demon comes for you, then that don't mean jack at the end of the day for you at all, period. Gun's not going to protect you. A martial not going to protect you. If a bridge caves down on top of you, if you get hit by a car, that's not going to work at all, period. Heck, you could be sitting in front of a storefront window. The entire window could come out and just crush you. A lot of stuff could happen to you while you're out there. I'm not saying be completely insanely paranoid, but you have to understand, you live in a world where anything and everything could happen, just like that, out of nowhere. You can sit there and the side of a building could come down on top of you. And I've literally seen that happen. Actually, it almost happened to me. I lived in a neighborhood. We had an old stony church up on Broad and Susquehanna. And I just happened to walk away from the bus stop because there was a store across and the bus wasn't going to be there for a little bit. And I walked across from the store. Good thing God, nobody was out there. And walked over to get something. And you heard this, like an earthquake going off. And the side of the church has hit the side of the bus stop and spilled out into the street. That fast. Now just imagine if I didn't think to go across the street, get a stick of gum or something. I wanted some sugar or something because I had nothing on me. Because you know what sugar does to me. And I decided to stay at that's why I've been killed. So anything can happen to you. So that's the person you want to serve at the end of the day when you walk out the door or when you go to sleep. That's the person you want to serve. All right, then. I feel sorry for you because that's the position you put yourself into. And if you sit there and laugh and think it's not going to happen to you, the devil's sitting back there and say, oh, yeah, it's definitely going to happen to you. Because that's what he wants to do. You don't entertain the devil. All right, so how much we got to go here? Here we go, patching up our screen. I thought this would be the best way to go. They do have to make a tape, but you know, if I can save some money, because I always try to do things for less. There we go. Patch right there. There we go. Okay, there's one. It's reminding me of patching tires.
Good. When you've got type 2 diabetes like me,
patching tires.
Greater risk of stroke, heart attack, or worse, death. Even when meeting your A1C goal, discomfort can help you out. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm empowering you.
I'll tell you one thing. I learned a lot of things. That's why I don't understand how people can be racist. Because I learned a lot of things from different races. We had this white kid on the block. Well, he was cool as on what? He showed me how to change a tire. I didn't know how to change a tire when I was a kid. Then our tire get air busting. You just leave it in the backyard because he couldn't know how to change it. And all my bigger brothers, they were busy. They're out in their own world at the end of the day. My pop was always at work, so my mom was always busy working on things, so we kind of did things ourselves. So anyway, that's what kids did back then. They did things themselves. But anyway, yeah, white kid across the street called Ronnie. Never forget this dude. Said, you want to go bike riding? I said, I can't. My bike is, my tires popped. And came in there with a pair of grips and took my bike apart and showed me how to do it. Like, this is how you patch your tires. And ever since then, I never had to worry about my tires popping. Always told me how to get the patch kit and everything. And what I would do if I wanted some money, we had a neighbor up the street. He was elderly. He didn't cut his grass too much. And we go up there and cut his grass or walk his dogs, make a little extra money, and then get our patch kits. Then what I learned, what he taught me at the end of the day, I turned and made money off of it because the other kids didn't know how to do it. I charged them 25 cents to patch your tires. Invested in a pump. Yeah, I was a little businessman. Invested in a pump to pump the tires up and everything, and all the tools and equipment. We had a little business running back there, fixing people's tires and the on the block. And then we learned how to work on brakes and all that stuff and everything. Made a little money. 25 cents. Go. I'm gonna get this right here. Better up there. 25 cents. I always was a businessman. I feel like I always was a businessman. I make money. Okay. There we go. Okay, this one actually for the knife. Good size slice in that one. Where am I? Is that way over there? All right. And get our patchwork in. Talk about the Lord, how amazing He is. Always talk about the Lord, how amazing He is. I saw something really cool on YouTube. I love when people have amazing ideas. So somebody, a guy who basically builds models. I like to watch people build models. And I don't want to take about a few minutes. I'm trying to get this part to go a little better. Yeah. Oh, I have to start working on. Oh, I forgot. We disassembled the box volcano. We did, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Oh, we get more boxes on the volcano. I'm gonna do the volcano. I'll probably do it later on. Let's go right here. But this guy, he builds models and stuff. So you know how you get your models together? They kind of got that hole with tires and doors and all that stuff, and they got that piece of plastic in between to hold everything together. Well, he got a cool idea to build a fence where he dismantled a car, took it all apart, and they built this pipeline fence, like a kind of like a frame, and then they would put a tire and put a bar here and put another tire, put a bar here. So he kind of made a giant model, like how you pull your models out, like kind of model sheets, but out of real car parts, and he used it as a fence. I thought that was freaking sick. I love when people think always outside the box. Always outside the box. One of the things I would like to get into, I would like to get into welding. I would love to get into welding. I want just a class I can take up for welding. Metalworks. I want to get into metalworks. And one of my customers used to come down to see me. He was a master at welding. That's what he did for a living. He did the welding, plasma torches, all that stuff. Man, I could have got him to teach me. But I'm gonna see how much it would cost me to take a course in welding, because I'm gonna learn that so badly. Because man, I can make my own simulators and all kinds of stuff with learning how to weld. My own screen, own frames. I can design my own frames. I'm gonna see what it would cost me to take a course in that. So we got our screen patched up quite nicely, or our surface patched up. What's this our screen? Got it patched up quite nicely. There. Yeah, usually, like I said, those calls that come like that, we know who you are from the door. We know. That's Satan. Upset, bitter, angry. I don't know how people wake up in the morning that way. That's got to be an absolute horrible way to live. Well, I know. I did it already. I lived a life like that at one point. It's a horrible way to live. You start your day angry about somebody else. That's pretty horrible. I like these strips. I'm going to be using these from now on to patch stuff up. Very upset about other people. It's really sad. We're going to get some sticky paper, and we're going to make our own stickers. Because I do have some screens, some retro screens I'm going to design for some gaming cardboard box screens for the design. And that's our box, all patched, ready to go. Once that glues, once that's all sealed, then we'll be coating over that today. Oh, let me see. I'm gonna put these over here. People like that, you gotta pray for them because they need help. They definitely need help. That's definitely how I'm gonna do it. Just like this. Just like that. That's how I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I gotta get that outside too. So I gotta glue. That's all finished. I gotta go pick up. I gotta get some projectors in here too. I get projectors and I gotta get my lamps in here. That's what I do next. Projectors and lamps. Look at that. 4 calls. That's pretty. I told you, it's pretty sad. That's pretty sad. You got that angry at the end of the day. Wake up over somebody else. I couldn't imagine just waking up and just being angry over somebody else. You let somebody else change the way you feel at the end of the day. That's pretty sad right there. Whew. That's why I said I don't let Satan embed himself into me like that. I really don't. Now, like I said some things about, yeah, I fight. I'm a professional fighter. I said that already from the door. If I was not over control over my feelings and all that stuff like that, yeah. If we met face to face, I'd knock your head off. Easily take your head off. But I'm not that person anymore. I've been in situations where people have ticked me off and I know I could have hurt them pretty bad and I walk away from it. Don't let Satan fill my body with that kind of pain or that kind of hatred anymore. I did that already. Got me locked up. Took a lot of time from me. That's what it did. Got me saved and got my life back on track, but it took a lot of time out of me. We don't allow Satan to do that anymore. Nope. Now, keep in mind, if you put your hands on me, then I'm going to use self-defense and I'm going to hurt you. Because I don't have a choice there. I'm not going to let somebody attack me or hurt me at the end of the day. I'm going to put some pain on you real bad. I'm going to decide on how I'm going to do it. Because again, if you're trained to fight and you strike somebody a certain way, they'll bring an expert in court and basically say, hey, did he really have to hit him that way or hit him that hard or use that particular move at the end of the day? No, he could have diffused that situation in so many different directions. It's not even funny. So you use excessive force. This will get you in trouble. You're trained to fight. You know exactly how to hurt somebody. You know how to take them down. You know how to basically distinguish the situation. You use excessive force. Now you're going to jail. And you're registered. It gets you in a lot of trouble. Now, what some people do, when people sit there and say, well, and I'm going to tell you something. This is true. You got to be careful who you run into in the streets. Everybody thinks that all fighters have to be registered. No, they don't. It depends on who trains you. Now, my sensei gave us an option. We can option where we can be registered or not registered. We still get to fight in tournaments because, again, he had a lot of weight and a lot of power. He basically was a very well-known fighter. So, I'll show you some pictures of him too. I have some pictures of him in storage. But anyway, he was a very well-known fighter. And he'd been in a lot of tournaments and stuff like that. So he knew people at the end of the day. So if he want to get you in there and he want to actually advance your rank, he can advance your rank. And there's some fighters that go under the radar. These are the ones that can be extremely dangerous. I'm not one of them, but there are people like that. They're not ranked. They're trained, but they're not ranked. There are levels of 6th Dan, 7th Dan, 8th Dan, even a 10th degree black belt, even grandmaster. Grandmasters are 10th degree. Even that, but they're not registered fighters. Which means they go to tournaments, they do fight. At the end of the day, they do achieve their belts and all that through their masters, but they're not registered. Which means you can't look up, can't find anything about them whatsoever, but they're trained. So when you go to a school, like an official school, you have to go through registration. The first minute you become a black belt, you have to go down and you have to register. They have to do that. But if you're trained under an underground fighter, someone who doesn't follow the traditions, he can train you to be a lethal killer. You would never, ever be registered, which means that gives you the right to fight in the street and use lethal force because you're not registered. Your hands are not registered. That's why some fighters prefer to do that. Bouncers, people who are bodyguards, people that are, known for striking people out in public, using excessive force, they don't want to be registered. Because then they're not considered to be lethal if they're not registered. And you can't do that if you go to, like I said, an official school, because an official school is going to have you get registered. But if you find a teacher that's underground, old school, one of them train you at the end of the day, yeah, they're going to pretty much look past that. Well, whatever you want to do, I really don't care. I'll train you, no problem. Yep. Yeah, I met a few people like that. I had a couple friends of mine that were bouncers, and they worked at a couple of clubs, and they weren't registered. And they were hot. They were freaking temperamental. Really, really temperamental. Beat the crap out of you for just about anything. Yeah. And one guy got locked. They broke somebody's jaw. Had to have his jaw wired shut. I was like, where's so-and-so? He's in jail. For what? He broke somebody's jaw. Yep. But if people say, oh, well, you're registered, you hit somebody, you're going to jail. No, that's not actually true. There are people out there that are not registered. But this is school, they're going to have to. No, they don't. Depend on who you're trained by. Trained by an underground fighter? No. There's a lot of them running around. And then all senseis are going to basically follow the rules. Some are just not going to follow the rules at all, period. Where the freak is, let me see. Now, did I get registered? No, I didn't get registered. I was living in freaking North Philadelphia. At the time when I was getting in trouble and carrying on. Well, at that time I was getting in trouble. I backslid a couple of times when I was in the faith. I did a backslid a couple of times. One was for money. I forgot what the other was for. Oh, yeah. Because when I was in training, I got big head mode. I don't want to talk about that area right there. But anyway, yeah, I didn't get registered. Oh, heck no. At that particular time, I didn't. No. I'm not going to. When I go back to school, I'm going to go to school. I'm going back for Muay Thai because I wanted to say that. Hey, get away from there, George. As soon as I find me a school down here, I'm going back and say for that. I like Muay Thai, but I'm not going to be ever registered. And I don't use it either. I pray I never have to use it ever. I don't want to fight. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to cause anybody any pain. I want none of that. That's what God's for. God is to protect me and keep me safe and watch over me so the devil can't use me to hurt other people. And that's how I see it. That's why the Lord never puts me in a situation where I gotta basically hurt somebody because he watches over me.
guaranteed signature style. Or
But it's good to know that if I'm in a situation, and so be it, that I can handle my own. But I thank the Lord I never have to. That's what I'm happy about. Okay. What time? How much time did we kill here? We got the 9. I'm gonna check out this boardwalk. They said I got a boardwalk down here somewhere. I gotta check out this boardwalk. This place reminds me of down here. Reminds me of It reminds me of what was that movie called? The first one was horrible. It's a video game, but the guy was a hacker. I can't think of the name of it, but the one they did in San Francisco. This place reminds me a lot of San Francisco because it got the hills like San Francisco, but it's got these little deep hills, and you find these little pockets of areas. I forgot the name of the game, guy. But anyway, I found a lot of those little pocket areas in that game. You drive around corners, little communities in there. This area is just like that. It's just like that. It's pretty cool. Can't think of the name of it, but anyway, it'll probably come to me later on. Like, oh yeah, that's the name of it. But yeah, it'll come to me later on. But yeah, that's what it reminds me of, little pocket communities and stuff like that. I love it down here, I do. So we got it all patched up. We're good to go. And paint over top of that. And then we can show off our screen outside, our cardboard projection screen. Have some fun with that. That'd be awesome. Right there. Now, another thing too, I'm glad we're having a report on to say real quick, here's some things I want to change on how I do my demonstrations. Like, all right, this is what I want to do. Because Lord speaks to me on these things and how I need to go about certain things. And I guess we have a great screen paint community. Everybody's got to try to make their money at the end of the day. Even if the technology is not up to par, it's not here, it's not there at the end of the day. For me to go out, and I said this before, sometimes to get that conquering command to pop up in my head that I want to push, conquer everything. It pops up from time to time. But you got people out there who make great screen paint products. No one came brought this to my attention whatsoever. This is just how I feel. People brought this in my attention. Now, if you're out there and you're selling a great screen paint product, it's none of my business at the end of the day. We're not going to do a whole come down and get your screen and all that, stuff like that. Because again, everybody needs to make their money. Who knows what they could be doing with their money? They could be using it for something that's really important. For me to come and disrupt that would be wrong. But if you do mention my company's name, if you do say things about my product aren't true, we're going to come for your stuff. That's all too. It's just normal. Any company's going to do it. No company's going to lie you talk smack about their stuff and not come for you. So we are going to come for your stuff. But if you basically are out there making your money, your great paints and all that, and whatever you're doing, that's your business at the end of the day. Only concern we truly have is the physical screen, which is certified. And of course, we're going to be doing white screens because that's pretty much all we're really going to bump into anyway. But if you're out there talking smack about us, then yeah, we're going to get canceled orders and all that stuff on you. That's definitely going to happen. And we are going to challenge your company, which we have somebody that I just ordered a bunch of great paint, which you're going to be shipping up to pretty soon. I think that's why he's upset. But you got to do the test. You have to do it. It's very important. People need to know what they're buying. It's sad that we're shipping it up to you. We should never have to ship anything up to you. You should have really done it themselves. But anyway, and for me to come out there and say that gray screens are obsolete, some people like gray screens. That's what they're into. You know what I mean? For me to come out there and say that would be wrong because you got other people out there that are trying to make a living too also. So that'll be wrong right there from the door. So for me, at the end of the day, I'm just going to keep it as our products, testing and certified in white screens. We are still, in my book, would consider the gray screen just to be a good screen. And but keep in mind, if you basically make a statement about how your gray screen is more advanced than ours, we'll show why. It's not. We'll leave it at that. That's the way I want to do it. If you come out there, and somehow someone comes up there and says, well, I think the reason why you're saying that because you can't take on, oh, please tell me all the testing we've done on gray screens, you gotta be kidding me. No, we're just going to leave it at that. But if you do bring my company up, anybody, bring my company up, or if you make statements about my product saying, oh, our gray screen's better, then I'm going to challenge your screen. That's what's going to happen. Like any black screen or any certified gunmetal screen, we're going to challenge the screen. So get there. Yeah, because for me to bring out technology and we just have the challenger for just that purpose only. I do want to do the challenge for the certified, definitely for certified screens. Not for that. But you got a product out there and you're making your money. At the end of the day, you've never mentioned my company's name or disrespected my company in any way whatsoever, even challenged my company, then you don't exist to us at all. We go about our business, and that's the way it should be. Not trying to prove a point by taking out everything we can get our hands on. You know what I mean? That's wrong for other people that are trying to make a livelihood, and we come in here and take their screen out. That'd be wrong to do. Oh, shoot. Sorry about that, man. Really? I'm sorry about that. All right, that's good. Put it over there. Ouch, really? All right. I'm going to do a screen with some LED lights on it. Oh, we should build a Pac-Man screen. I like Pac-Man. Definitely build one. If I build one, I want to build one with like something like the walls come out a little higher, like I'm in depth. I want an in-depth screen out of cardboard with the lights on the inside. Oh, we definitely got to do a Pac-Man screen. We got to do a Pac-Man screen, a good one too. Oh, can we do a cardboard box Pac-Man screen with a bottom base attached to it? Yeah, we could. Because we make it rear projection. That's what we would do. We have rear projection technology. Take a sheet of plexiglass with these portable projectors right there. Yeah, oh heck yeah, we could do that very easily too. Oh, it is on. See all these different things we have to do. Oh. Okay, we got to build a small base. Build a small base. We'll put a piece of plexiglass and we'll set up a projector where we can hook it up. We can do a RetroPie that way too. Huh. Sorry, brain's functioning right now. I can literally put on a joystick system. I have one in storage. Runs off a USB. I can run it right through a RetroPie. Hook the whole system up. Put a projector back there. One of these. Set it up, anchor it right through the window. Oh my goodness, we can literally build this. We can literally build this. The blueprint's just shot right into my head. We can literally build this. We can build an entire arcade cabinet out of cardboard with a screen projector, invisible technology, screen, and a RetroPie. Woo! Hold on. I need a piece of paper. This is me all day long, people. Me all day long. Where? We need paper. We need paper. See? This is the reason why I told you why I had the chalkboard attached to the ceiling, because this stuff pops up in my head all day long. So now we got something. Now we got a cardboard gaming cabinet to build. Ink pens, never around. I need them. Oh my goodness, this is going to be awesome. This is going to be awesome. Awesome. And now you see why when I tell you at the end of the day why I can never be bored is virtually impossible. This is why I can never be bored. Never ever be bored. My brain's always fun. I got 8 or 9 projects that I'm working on right now. I can't locate ink pen. It's in my head. I know how to put it together. It's actually in my head. I just basically have to draw things down sometimes so I can get an idea of what I need to do this. Never had pens on me. Like dozens of pens. Well, we can use this projector as a prototype right here for it too. It's not really hard. It's really quite easy. So the box itself, we're actually going to build a little tiny stand in it that's going to fit like this. And it's going to be pointed up in the same area where the screen's going to be at, right here. Very easy to do. And these things right here, basically, we have the adapter for RetroPie. We can also power the system right through here. Or basically, we power your power system right through here, and we can run our speakers right through here. So we can put a nice little speaker system in there. And then as for the joystick, I can plug that right to the RetroPie. What in the world? That's insane. Now, of course, we're going to need invisible technology because we can't have a projector hitting the screen because, again, that's going to look kind of awkward. My head's going to be in the way. So we take an invisible technology and stick it right there, plexiglass, so the image can push right through the other end. Satan gets mad over that too. Like, oh man, like seriously? Like, who gets that many ideas in a day? I do. Because the Lord blesses me, that's why. I don't serve the devil. The devil has no ideas. He has bad ideas. No, the devil has no good ideas. He just has bad ideas. That's basically about it. I'll show you how to ruin your life. That's what we'll do. Oh, that'd be awesome. Now let me see. Trying to figure out what boxes I would use to build this to begin with. It's on the wrong foot. Oh shoot, I gotta go. Gotta go, people. Thank you for your time. God bless. Yeah, I thought about that.